So good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Jasmine and I'm going to be helping you out today with the UPSC form. First question which I want to ask all of you. How many of you are going to be doing this job of filling the form for the first time? Okay. So this step, irrespective of if this is your first attempt or if you've done this before, this is the most critical step, I would say. This is where you cannot afford to go wrong in any sense, and we are going to try and work it out that how best you can do this. Have you tried to go through the notification? Right? So when you just open this, it feels very overwhelming, right? There's so much information, so many pages they've like just put in, and it does need a lot of extra attention for each and every step. So let's see how we can go about this. The first thing which I want to tell all of you, irrespective of the fact if you have done this before, first please just read the UPSC notification. The notification is there. Maybe you can take one day to just read it and not do anything. While you are reading this, what you can do is, see, everybody has their own way of how they like to highlight or do things. But what I would really recommend is keep a pen and paper handy with you. And for each step, there would be something which you will need. So try and make a list of all the things you need. List things or documents or information which is needed. That okay, I need my 10th class certificate, I need my Aadhaar card, I need a photograph. Whatever things are there that you first should arrange. That can be like one day's task where you've gone through the notification. We are also going to go through each and every step one by one, where we'll talk about what all things are needed and what all things you have to arrange. Because maybe, you know, if you're not at home, maybe some documents are not there here with you, right? So you will have to ask maybe somebody, maybe your mom can scan your 10th class document and send it to you based on different things. So once you have all of this, then you can sit and start filling the form. There might be certificates which you might need to get made also. Like maybe you have a special category reservation, maybe there's some physical disability or an EWS or whatever it is. So in those specific cases, you need that document also. So how do you arrange this? Or if you need a latest upgradation to that information, is it signed? Where is it? Finding all of that. So that should be first done. By the time you actually sit to log in, by the time you open the website finally that you are going to fill in your form, everything should be sorted. That okay, all my documents are there, I have scanned all of them, I am ready to upload them, and I have checked all of them. Make sure the details are right. Make sure you have read what UPSC is asking, expecting you, and then once you are ready, you sit and fill the form. And this is the thing which you should not be doing in the haste. The actual form filling aspect, that will be the third step here. Filling of the form. And the problem is that this might take a lot of time. Like it might take 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours also sometimes, depending on how things are happening. Sometimes, you know, the website might not work, sometimes there's an internet issue, something like that. So dedicate a proper time without any rush that, okay, I'm going to sit and I'm going to fill the form. What I personally also like to do is, when I'm filling any form, I usually have somebody who can cross-check. Because, you know, sometimes while typing also, you can have like some fumble, maybe a spelling mistake. UPSC gives you that option. Once you filled everything, you have an option of reviewing and editing. Because they will not allow that to be done after you have submitted. Okay, so you can cross-check on your own, or if you have somebody, you can maybe get them to just read it. Just read, go through if I've like done everything well, and then you can go ahead. Another aspect here is, it could come at any of these stages, maybe while filling the form, while you're collecting documents, is your doubts, especially when you have technical nature of doubts. That should I be listing, or if there is a mismatch in some documents with your name or something like that, or some date or some certification is there. You have to remember this, you have to keep this in mind, that you will stay with this information till the last day, till your final list. And a lot of people, a lot of cases come up in a way where, you know, everything is done, the person is selected also, rank में PDF में भी नाम आ गया, but कोई document valid नहीं है, कोई document सही नहीं है. Maybe the person had some confusion, maybe some criteria they missed. So if you have any doubts, especially ये जो technical nature of doubts है, please verify from UPSC. So UPSC is setting up a hotline. उनके पास email ID भी है which they give. They also have phones which are there. So anything which is legal, you know, which has a legal standpoint especially, please verify it with UPSC. Call them. Their lines are open 10 to 5 on all these days. Like you have 20 days till 24th to fill out the forms. So उसमें अगर कोई बहुत टेक्निकल चीज लग रही है तो प्लीज वेरीफाई करके फिल कर. ठीक है, वी डोंट वांट एनी एरर्स. यू गोइंग टू बी वर्किंग सो हार्ड, यू आर ऑलरेडी, आई एम श्योर, वर्किंग सो हार्ड फॉर preparing for this exam, so you don't want to miss out on an opportunity about, you know, just a technicality. तो अगर लग रहा है कि हाँ ये है या नहीं, ये लिखना है या नहीं, या ये डॉक्यूमेंट डालना है या नहीं, मेरा डॉक्यूमेंट सही है या नहीं, बहुत ज़्यादा डाउट है, प्लीज़ यूपीएससी को कॉल कर लो, पूछ लो. लीगल स्टैंड पॉइंट के लिए दे आर द मोस्ट क्रेडिबल सोर्सेज विच वी हैव. एनीबडी एल्स हु टेल्स यू एनीथिंग, राइट, उसका लीगल वैलिडेशन यूपीएससी मानेगा या नहीं यार, और विल, इज इट इन लाइन विद देम, इज इट इन सिंक विद देयर एक्सपेक्टेशन? दैट इज व्हाट दे आर द वंस हु आर द बेस्ट पीपल टू टेल यू दैट. ठीक है, आई विल टेक यू थ्रू द स्टेप बाय स्टेप notification part, right? It's because it's a very elaborate thing, so we've prepared a very detailed document here for you. We'll go with each and every step. If you have any confusion anywhere, you'll ask me. Okay, let's see how we are supposed to go about the whole thing. The first is, of course, the date. Yesterday the notification was released, all of you already know that. So that is 4th February. Then this is going to be till 24th of February, 6 p.m. Now, another point of caution which I want to tell you is that these websites, or in fact any websites, if you have any kind of experiencing working any government documentation, sometimes it's like even opening a result also, websites crash हो जाते हैं, network नहीं आ रहा, 6 घंटे के लिए website बंद है, ऐसा बहुत कुछ होता है. So we must have that window. Don't wait till this last day. Try and do this as soon as possible. Okay, this is very important because, you know, your anxiety levels will also keep rising as you go closer to the exam. And the one very advantageous tip on this is that the real preparation actually starts after filling the form, right? This is something which you would have experienced in school and college also. कि जब form filling हो जाती है ना, तब ऐसे feel आता है पूरा कि, you know, now the exam is here, right? So get done with this. Otherwise you will keep thinking about different kinds of combinations कि ये भी करना है, उसमें बहुत time waste होता है. तो करो. Or don't put yourself into that technical situation कि अब आज down है, आज काम नहीं कर रही. You should have a proper number of days and not wait till the last date, till the last time. When you have the exam date 24th of May, and mains is going to be 21st of August, and this is your official website. ठीक है, upsconline.nic.in. This is the website which you have to go to. This is the website where you will be filling out the form. So this is something which you should know. Moving ahead, let's talk about the steps which we have here. So UPSC earlier used to get a lot of information filled with when people applied for mains, but now they are taking everything beforehand only. So in that sense, this is a very detailed document. Okay. So there are 4 steps. First you create an account. Then after that you're going to get a URN, universal registration number. Then you fill out a common application form and then the exam specific form. So what they've done from this year is, any exam you want to apply for in UPSC, they've made like a common registration process. So if you have already registered to any of UPSC's exam this year, so your first 3 steps are already done. It's just the 4th one which you have to do. But once you do this whole thing, so first 3 steps are common for any exam, any further communication with UPSC, you're going to be completely registered, and then exam specific forms you keep on filling. But all of these have to be done. If you appeared in UPSC, let's say last year, right? So UPSC might have, like once you'll put your phone number, maybe it'll recognize that number. But आपको भी ये सारा कुछ करना ही करना है फिर से. Account बनेगा, registration होगा, common application form. Just start doing all the steps, and then finally you'll come to the UPSC page. All this information which we've picked up here, this is from UPSC's website only. The snippets and everything, they are from there. So first you start by creating an account. For creating an account, you go to their website, you use you register an email ID and a phone number. Now in this, some words of caution which you have to keep in mind is that your phone number should be valid, should be the one which you use, which is available, and if possible, it should be the number which you have registered with Aadhaar. All of you have Aadhaar card, right? They want you to upload one ID proof. Ideally, it should be Aadhaar. They give you some other options also, but Aadhaar like works very well without controversy. तो अगर आपके पास आधार कार्ड है, तो आधार कार्ड वाला phone number ideally should be the one which should be your mobile number, the registered one, क्योंकि वो भी पूछेंगे बाद में. But in any case, whatever number you are working with, whatever number you feel is accessible, is active, तो वो number जो है वो आपके पास होना चाहिए. Through this process, it's going to be doing an OTP verification, so that's why you need that number. About the email ID, one thing I want to tell you is, a lot of us have some very interesting email IDs. So please remember, the email ID is going to be picked up and it will be printed on your detailed application form, and it is what is given to the during the time of your interview. That form is available. Okay, with the panel they have your form and they'll read your email ID. Right? So if your email ID is pretty in pink, ideally I think you should create a new email ID which should not sound a little frivolous. Or you know, some people, especially when they come to UPSC, they have some very idealistic, definitely an IAS officer at gmail.com, something like that. So I would personally not advise that, because then that becomes a point to be picked up and asked about. ठीक है? तो कोई neutral, साधारण, non-shiny email ID जो है, which you can make a new one, or whatever you have existing, you put that, you create an account, and after that all communications will happen on that email ID and on that phone number. तो ये information आपने डाल दिया, then you create an account. Every time when you're doing any step, please read each and everything very carefully. That is why this process, is going to be tedious, or it's going to take your time. कि आपको ये पूरा हर जगह पढ़ना है कि क्या लिखा है, कैसे लिखना है. So this is another concentration test which UPSC has brought for you. So after you've created an account, you are logged into the website, and then you will do a universal registration. This is the second step. So there they'll give you a unique number. Your universal registration number, that is kind of for your unique identity with UPSC. So वो जो है second step. So here, this is your identity, basically your name and other such details, your Aadhaar, your photo, your 10th class certificate, all of these, like these are the 3 things which are needed for this. तो अब इसमें आपको चाहिए क्या? एक तो आपको आधार कार्ड चाहिए, आपको अपलोड करना है. आधार नहीं है तो देयर आर अदर ऑप्शंस, वील कम टू दैट. सेकंड इज आपको अपना 10th क्लास का सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए, वो भी अपलोड करना है. ठीक है, तो ये दोनों चीजें रेडी होंगी. Then let's go through what are the details which they have. Identity में full name, first name, second name, third name. See, if you have your 10th certificate, whatever is the name, whatever is the information of that, that becomes like a valid thing for the rest of your life. अगर आपने change किया है, तो this will also ask you to submit a document for that. If you have changed your name, then that legal document, that gazetted document which is there, which will certify that Shweta Kumari is now Shweta Singh or whatever is like that, whatever name is there, so that also has to be uploaded. Otherwise, जो 10th वाला नाम है वही आपका ऑफिशियल नाम होना चाहिए, which should be there in all other documents. So that's what you write. If you have a first part, first name, second name, middle name, last name, then accordingly you write that. Or otherwise, whatever works. If it has only one part, then just one. If it has 2 parts, then it's going to be first and last name. और middle name भी है तो first, middle, last. ठीक है, फिर gender, date of birth, father's name, mother's name. Again, these should be the ones which are there possibly in your 10th certificate. उनका भी नाम exactly वैसे. And in this, however that name is written, right? Sometimes there is a salutation earlier कि Mr. लिखा है या Doctor लिखा है. तो अगर वो उस document में लिखा है तो आप लिख सकते हो, अगर नहीं लिखा है तो ऐसे खुद से create नहीं करना है. Just stick with whatever document you're giving as a reference. Now, for all these documents which you have to upload, they give you a specification of format and size. This can sometimes end up being a very painful process. So आपको ये जैसे इसमें लिखा है PDF में चाहिए 50 KB to 300 KB. Now this is the step which we needed to do beforehand. That I have my document, I have to scan it. All of you have smartphones, तो smartphone से automatically scan हो जाता है. There are a lot of apps which are available. You can get one good app which gives you a clear picture. तो कहीं पे they'll ask you a JPG format, कहीं पे they're asking you a PDF. तो जो भी format है, only that will be uploaded. Otherwise वो stuck हो जाएगा. तो आपको ये size, resize भी करना पड़ेगा, and you have to be very specific about the format. These are the kind of things which I've suggested कि आप लिख लो list में अपनी कि okay, I need my matriculation certificate and this is how it is supposed to be there. Okay. So this is the whole page which has your name and everything. Gender, all these information which were written, gender, date of birth, father's name, right? After every column, they give you this option. Next and review. So you can review, you can edit at this stage. There is no issue with that. तो उसके बाद जो है ये सारा information लिख के then the next stage which is the Aadhaar or photo ID. So Aadhaar अगर डालोगे, there's going to be an OTP linked verification. So whatever Aadhaar number is there linked to that mobile number should be active wherever it is. And otherwise you have other IDs which you can use, voter ID, PAN card, passport. इसका जो format है, that is JPG, and the file name also they have specified here. आप जब उसको सेव करोगे इट हैज टू बी सेव्ड इन आईडी कार्ड. ठीक है, ऐसे ही सेव करना है, ऐसे ही अपलोड करना है. फाइल साइज 20 KB to 200 KB, right? Then here they ask you the Aadhaar card and then you can write the number and then upload it. फिर matriculation details पूछे, कौन सा बोर्ड है. अब ये exactly sometimes we abbreviate things, sometimes we have like an approximate idea, तो आप अपना matriculation certificate लो, whatever is given on that exactly उससे भर दो. All these information, all this detail, year, roll number, grading system, they have drop boxes, उसमें choice होंगी, आपको उसी में से select करना है, ठीक है, but वो आपके पास document होगा, then you can easily do this. This is again in PDF and see again file name, board certificate, ठीक है, तो इसका ध्यान रखना है सेव करते वक्त while you are scanning the documents. So now this is this whole column on the 10th board certificate. So 10th board certificate is kind of like one official document, or the first official document mostly, because birth certificate was not very well done, still not, it's not very well done, in there's no like uniformity on that. तो सबसे जो एक strong information जो मिलती है वो that's from the 10th certificate, so that's why it's accepted in a lot of places. So year, board, all of that is there, which you can obviously fill. Then you will upload your 10th document. You select here, next, and review. Of course, with each step, you're going to keep reading. So with this, your universal registration is there, and you have your URN number. This number is generated, like they're going to show it here, your number is there. You're also going to get a message and everything on this. Now, the third step, the common application form. In this, they have your personal information, parents, category, disability, address, educational, employment, achievements, previous attempts also, photo and signature. So all these steps have to be completed for the common application form should be done, to be done. So nationality, minority, status, mother tongue, state, domicile, marital status, full address. अब इसमें place of birth के भी details हैं, ठीक है. This also you will have to very consciously get this information, that what was your place of birth, which state, and full address of that place of birth or house or whatever that was there. Now this part is optional, digital contact information. So do you want to give your WhatsApp number, or do you have an alternate phone number? If you have these details, you can very well share them. Okay. If you don't have any either of this, like an alternate email or something, then you can leave it also. But अगर है तो डाल देने चाहिए. ठीक है. Then you come to your ये तो वो nationality, minority, status, is your birthplace outside India, all of this, and then parents. So parents के details, like you would have put in your Aadhaar details earlier, so it'll fetch a lot of that automatically also. But whatever it's asking you, whatever it has not put, that you should be filling in. Like they're also asking about annual income of both parents. So this now your parents can clarify. Basically, it's decided by the amount of tax somebody is paying, right? तो जितना tax कम से कम भरा है, उससे कम income मत लिखना, है ना? That's a very important thing, because there are categories, there are jobs in which salaries are very formal. जैसे EWS में है income का barrier होगा, कितनी income होनी चाहिए, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए. OBC में भी creamy, non-creamy layer. So in that also, a lot of people get stuck after the result. कि आपने भर दिया, आप नॉन क्रीमी लेयर हो, बाद में वो आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स मैच नहीं हो रहे हैं, आपके टैक्स प्रोफाइल मैच नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक है, तो फिर उस टाइम पे फिर दे कैंसिल योर कैंडिडेचर. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ ruining things at that stage, it's very important कि we take this whole thing very seriously and we fill it exactly as it is legally. Okay, then your category. Now category के लिए, whatever social category is there, you have to have the documentation. आपको जो भी category में आप belong करते हो, right? Read about that, read about the provisions, and get a valid certification. It should be a recent updated certification, which they're also going to ask from you, which you will be expected to show. So whatever is there, whichever ones you qualify for, आपको उसके पास documentation चाहिए. आप बाद में उसका कुछ नहीं कर सकते. For being able to qualify for any kind of category, you should have the valid documentation, and in this they are also asking you the details of that document. कि कौन सा सर्टिफिकेट है, किसने दिया है, what is the number of that certificate, what is your caste, there's a central list of caste, so what, where do you fit in that? Okay, so this has to be filled here at this stage only. The document should be there. If you don't have a document or as of now, so you have a little bit of time, you have these 20 days where you can get that document for whatever your local authorities are, wherever you live or wherever your parents are living, so that you should be able to upload it. अगर आपके पास documentation नहीं है, फिर आप qualify नहीं कर सकते उस category के लिए. ठीक है ना? Then same thing for ST, OBC, creamy layer, non-creamy layer, and EWS. Then the last one is physical disability. So disability maybe again you need proper medical certification to prove what kind of disability is there. Only then you can apply. Then the next thing is your education qualification profile. Now this will be different for different people, right? Somebody might be a graduate, somebody might have a postgraduate degree. So जितना भी information है वो सारा ही देना है. अगर multiple qualifications है, you have to list all of that. Okay. Okay. So you have this option of adding. ठीक है? आपने एक fill कर दिया, then you have another degree, another qualification, so you add the next one, right? And everything they are asking, what's the level, you board, university, medium, roll number भी चाहिए उनको, तो ये भी खोजना पड़ेगा आपको, ठीक है? जहाँ से भी आपने whatever you have studied from, so particulars, enter particulars of all examinations one by one, starting from class 12th. So 10th का पूछ लिया उन्होंने, basically 10th से सब कुछ चाहिए आपको, right? 10th they've already asked, then you go to 12th, then your graduation, then masters, or if you have multiple masters, you keep adding accordingly. Then your employment entry. In this also, depending on what your work profile has been, there might be multiple entries, so you have that option of keeping addition of this. You have to write about the term, how much you've worked, what is the time duration, are you still working, what was your level, what was the salary you were getting, all of that information if you have been employed. Otherwise, the first line gives you that option, you have not been employed, you can leave it and then further go. This second one is of self-employed. ठीक है, एक तो वो जॉब वाला हो गया, एक सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड इन सम फॉर्म सम बिजनेस, तो उसका डिटेल आप फर्दर इसमें डाल सकते हो. नाउ दिस इज द अचीवमेंट कॉलम. ओके, अभी तक जो चीजें थी वो तो बहुत ऑब्जेक्टिव थी, डायरेक्ट थी. इसमें देयर इज सम कंफ्यूजन ऑलवेज दैट व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स क्वालिफाई एज माय अचीवमेंट्स, एंड दे हैव आल्सो हैव ऑप्शन एज एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एंड इंटरेस्ट्स. ठीक है, तो अचीवमेंट वाली जो चीज है, दैट वुड मीन सम काइंड ऑफ प्राइज, मेडल, स्कॉलरशिप, which can be at any level, but again you should have some documentation to prove that कि मुझे ये मिला था, मैंने यहाँ पे ये प्राइज जीता था. So first you'll put that achievement, पहले तो yes or no ही है, ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद प्राइज आप कितना भी लिख सकते हो, depending on whatever you have done or achieved. But this is something which becomes a very key point of discussion during your interview. when you have your personality test, the third stage of the exam. So this page is what tells them a great deal about you beyond your academics, beyond, of course, whatever your preparation in exam and your degree is. So whatever you're going to write here, you'll have to prepare that very extensively because there are going to be questions based on that. ठीक है, तो ये तो जो आपने कर लिया, and here you have this option of extracurricular activities and interests. In this you can add anything. ठीक है, इसका कोई सर्टिफिकेट नहीं चाहिए. If you are interested in world politics, there is no way, nobody certifies that and gives you a document. ठीक है, तो इसमें आपके पास स्कोप है लिखने का, right? But it's always suggested that whatever are your actual interests, please write that. Like if you write that I like cooking, and then they ask you what is cinnamon, and you don't know, right? Then it gives a very bad impression of the person you are. So you don't want that. If you feel you don't know anything, or if you don't have any particular specific extracurriculars which you did, there's no problem with that also. Okay, आप इसमें लिख सकते हो nothing in particular. ठीक है, that's also an option which is available to you. You can write that, right? But जो कुछ लिखना है, आप उसको defend करना. That is the important point, that you should know that okay, if I cycled, yes, that is my interest, I'll write cycling. Anything like that. You can also go online, go through a few forms of the detailed application forms of people who've gone through the process. They are available. ठीक है, क्योंकि वो मिल ही जाते हैं बाद में to prepare for the interview. So you can get like some sense of what all things can be put here, but not filling something is not really a problem. But filling something which you have never done, or you think कि मैं कर लूँगा, योगा लिख देता हूँ, ठीक है? अभी तो इंटरव्यू को तो अभी 1 year is there, no? Before you sit for the interview, so I'll learn yoga in that time. So either you better learn yoga, right? Or you don't write it. ठीक है, दोनों में से एक चीज है जो आप सोच लेना, चूज कर लेना, इसको अच्छे से सर्च करके लिखना. जो एक्चुअल प्राइजेस एंड मेडल्स हैं, दैट यू गोइंग टू पुट इन हियर, एंड एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज. बाकी स्पोर्ट्स, एनसीसी, व्हाटएवर यू हैव डन, व्हाटएवर यू हैव एक्चुअली प्लेड, राइट, कि स्कूल में खेला है या कॉलेज में खेला है या फर्स्ट क्लास खेला है, कुछ भी ऐसा, दैट इज व्हाट शुड बी मेंशन्ड हियर. Further, they're going to ask you about previous UPSC attempts. So whatever previous attempts are there, you have to write about them. If there are multiple exams, you can write about multiple exams. Again, they want examination year. They want your roll number. So again, more research is needed to find those. And then, did you join? Were you appointed? Did you appear for the interview? All of that. Have you ever been debarred from UPSC for any examination? So yes or no option. Then we come to the photo. अब ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा critical चीज़ है. And one issue which happens, especially with people who have, you know, done this before, who filled the form before, is they kind of take a lot of these things for granted. कि पिछली बार वाला फोटो पड़ा है, चिपका दो वहीं पे, right? But that is something which should not be done. They keep changing specifications. Like last year, they expected कि the name should be printed below the application. इस बार ऐसा नहीं है. So I would really recommend that all of you get your pictures clicked again. Picture click कराओ, latest होगी. Whoever is clicking the picture, get this format done. You need JPG 20 to 200 KB. There should be a wide background, and there was specific description that 3/4 of face coverage should be there. Ears should be visible, eyes open, frontal view, no shadow, no glasses glare. And this time, an additional thing which you are supposed to do is, you are supposed to also take a live picture. तो आपकी जो live picture है, live picture means जब आप form भर रहे हो, उसमें it's going to be giving you an option of clicking your photo right at that moment. So you should look similar to that picture. This I am specifically telling the boys. The boys have this issue of facial hair, which the pattern of which keeps changing. So if you want to keep a mustache, please keep it. तो वो इस फोटो में भी होनी चाहिए, आपकी लाइव फोटो में भी होनी चाहिए. एंड व्हेन यू गो टू द यूपीएससी एग्जाम, द डे ऑफ द एग्जाम दे आर गोइंग टू डू अ फेशियल स्कैन. ठीक है, तो उसमें इफ यू कीप अ बियर्ड और इफ यू डोंट कीप अ बियर्ड, प्लीज स्टिक टू वट एवर यू लाइक एंड दैट शुड बी कॉमन एवरीवेयर. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि ऑल ऑफ दीज इमेजेस शुड मैच. ठीक है, इसलिए लेटेस्ट इमेज विद वट एवर योर लेटेस्ट styling options are, that would work well. So first one photo has to be uploaded, then the second aspect is the live photo capture. This also means that when you are filling the form, it should be at a place where you have access to the camera. तो जिस भी कंप्यूटर में, लैपटॉप में, डिवाइस में, फोन में, जहां जैसे भी आप फॉर्म फिल कर रहे हो, देयर शुड बी अ कैमरा ऑप्शन, अ वर्किंग कैमरा which works well with clarity, that should be there. So this is another requirement now which is included. And also there should be proper lighting also. And this you will have to figure out beforehand. कि बैठ कर देख लो कहाँ पे सही फोटो आ रही है, कहाँ पे लाइट सही है, एंड दैट्स द प्लेस वेयर यू कैन टेक द लाइव फोटो ऑल्सो. ओके, देन द सिग्नेचर पार्ट. Three times you have to sign. This is also a new thing, and in these 3 times it has to be a black pen, black ink. Basically the color should be black. ऐसा नहीं है ink pen चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ specific नहीं है. It's just that the color should be black. So a black pen, 3 signatures. You can write 1, 2, 3. Sign 3 times. Those signatures should look similar. ठीक है, that's the point of getting it done. And then you'll have to scan this document where you sign, and then this also has to be uploaded. ठीक है. You can take a photo with spectacles. Somebody is asking. There's no problem with that, but the only thing is glare नहीं होनी चाहिए, photo clear होनी चाहिए. आप specs पहनते हो, आप specs के साथ photo खिंचा सकते हो. ठीक है, पर the only thing is sometimes when you take an image with the specs, it kind of glares. वो reflection आ जाता है, तो वो नहीं आना चाहिए. ठीक है, आपको पहनना है तो आप पहनते हो, तो that is completely fine. Now with this you come to the last stage of the specific name, the specific exam which you are applying for. So before you go to this, your CAF, your application form should be logged. And last time what was done was that UPSC had allowed a window to make corrections. This time they are not doing this. So this time whatever you filled in, that is going to be logged. Of course they give you a chance to review whatever has happened, but there is no, once it is submitted, once everything is done, then you cannot edit or change anything. ठीक है, सो वो एक दिमाग में रखना है कि अब जो हो गया वो उसमें फाइनल है. एंड इसमें दे हैव दिस ऑप्शन ऑफ लॉकिंग इट. So in the end, when the whole story is done, they have an option of viewing your common application form, or the second one is lock. तो आप पहले इसको पूरा जब भर दोगे, just go through it once, review the whole thing, and then you can lock it. Once it is locked, only then it allows you to go to the next stage. Okay, तो ये एक important step है. So you'll get a signal like this, that are you sure you want to do this, you will not be able to modify. Then you select yes, and you move on to the next stage. So examination, we are applying for civil services examination. Then in that it asks you all those information, that what are your center details. So they have a list of centers for prelims and a list of centers for mains, which are which you will select, and there's a very high likelihood that you will get that center only. But if you delay a little bit more and those centers are filled, then like if you let's say apply for Delhi and Delhi is full, then maybe they'll give you some other center. That's a possibility. पर अगर आप जल्दी करते हो, time पे करते हो, usually you get the center which you choose. In any case, whatever center you have chosen, you cannot change that later on. Like ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी मेंस का center they are going to ask you while filling this form only, and you cannot change that later. So think about that also while making this whole aspect. Now, this is just a discussion on what changes has UPSC made, but in any case, even if you don't think about these changes, I would really recommend कि आप कुछ भी assume मत करो. Don't assume anything. Read each and everything properly and then answer. Okay. So account creation has to be done. Then you need a universal registration number. Then you fill a common application form. All these aspects are kind of new. And then this aspect of locking of your CAF that has to be done for exam specific form. So once this number is there, this will be your permanent record. Like we spoke about this earlier also. This is going to be your identity with UPSC. And another aspect is the face authentication for candidates at the examination center. So this they are telling beforehand only that we are going to scan your face. So facial recognition systems are going to be available at whatever test centers you go, and they are going to match it with the information which you have uploaded. Applicants are required to upload live photo, triple signatures. Okay. Then this is another aspect which is linked, which is kind of new, a new thing which has happened this time, which is the Pratibha Setu portal. Now this is an idea which the government has, that people who don't get selected after the interview stage but reach the interview stage, they are very good candidates to work in all different sectors, and it's kind of a tragic loss if they don't get through this exam and then they have to start over somewhere else. So for that, UPSC is going to put in this portal. So if you are through or if till the stage of the interview but you don't come into the final list, then this portal will have your information which will be accessible to different other public sector companies, private companies, which can then approach you for a job, a different kind of job. So this information also they have shared with you beforehand, that you will also have this opportunity. Another important change which has happened, which is going to be slightly beneficial for the non-selected or the freshers who are appearing for this exam. So I'm sure you're aware of this fact that people who are selected, who get through different services, what they do is they join the service, okay, and then they take a leave. They take a leave from that प्रोफाइल कि जैसे चलो किसी का IRS हो गया, उसको IRS नहीं चाहिए था, तो वहाँ से वो लीव ले लेगा, ट्रेनिंग नहीं ज्वाइन करेगा, and then he'll start writing the exam again and again. ठीक है? Or sometimes people even do this just to improve their cadre. कि okay, somebody's got IPS, but he doesn't like his cadre. So he wants to do a rank improvement so that he can get a better cadre, or if he wants his home state, all of that. So for that, some restrictions have come up. So the government has barred them that beyond a point, you are not going to be allowed to just be on leave and apply again and again, and hence intensify the competition for everybody else. So if you want, please leave your job, because the problem which is coming is the government has opened, like let's say there are government wants officers, but there are no officers. They have opened recruitments कि हाँ हमको इस department में इतने officers चाहिए, officers है ही नहीं, सब UPSC का paper लिख रहे, ठीक है? तो to cut that kind of an issue, they have made some restrictions that IAS, IFS officers है, they cannot apply again. IPS है, उनके लिए limitation है that they can apply again, but they cannot apply for IPS again, right? For जो भी cadre upgradation kind of thing. फिर उसमें भी IPS को one time ही allow किया उन्होंने कि एक बार और आप दे सकते हो, उसके बाद देना है तो you can resign and then apply. ठीक है? So these kind of restrictions are there. This is an important change. In fact, a very welcome change also for the government to have more officers to work and for everybody else also. और सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ है ये, ठीक है, यूपीएससी का एक ईमेल आईडी है फॉर दिस पर्पस, ठीक है, दिस यू कैन यूज फॉर एनी technical legal queries, and 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. they also have their helplines which are available. This is the number you can call, you can get a hold of any specific information which is there. Fresh apply करना है मैम. Can we update achievements later on? No, you cannot update anything later on. जो हो गया अभी फॉर्म में जाएगा, बाद में कुछ नहीं आएगा. इसलिए you know this aspect of like you have to select your service preference. So there is a long list of services. That's also a specific type of research which you will have to do, that which service is there and which order you want for your service. That okay, like my preference is I want to go for IFS, then I want to go for IAS, then IRS, like that. Whatever is your order, that order also you have to decide today. While filling the form, you have to give that whole order. You have to give the states of your preference also. कि आपको कौन सा state चाहिए preference में, ठीक है? All that information is also going to be logged. You're going to fill it today, and that is what will be considered while your whole career, the rest of your life will be decided. So work on this, try and get more information on what kind of a job or where you would like to work or what service interests you, and fill that out. UPSC, the interview panel also asks you questions on these things. Like, you know, if you fill in, let's say that if you don't take up any service, like let's say you don't want to go for Indian Foreign Services and that's not there in your list. So this also becomes a question in the interview. कि आपको Indian Foreign Service में interest क्यों नहीं है? Then you should be able to defend your, whatever your line of thought is. ठीक है? तो वो बहुत आपको clarity होनी चाहिए उसके, उन सब चीज़ों के बारे में. Okay. My 19th mark sheet has surname and Aadhaar card. Have first name. Is it necessary to update Aadhaar? अब ये क्वेश्चन मैं नहीं बता सकती, ठीक है? दिस इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, ये लीगल चीज होगी. अब मैं बोल दूं कि नहीं नहीं आधार वाला तुम्हारा नाम सही है, यू शुड डेफिनेटली नॉट ट्रस्ट मी ऑन दैट. यूपीएससी से पूछो, ठीक है, कि ये इशू है, विच नेम वर्क्स, शुड आई अपडेट माई आधार. आइडियली ऑल योर डॉक्यूमेंट शुड हैव द सेम इंफॉर्मेशन, right? But please get a clarification on such things from UPSC. They are the best people to tell you about this. Okay. What about service preference? This will be final. Yes, it will be final. Do we have to fill the application in one go? No. You don't need to fill it in one go. Once your universal registration number is there, तो आप दोबारा log in करके उसी detail के साथ ID password आपका बन चुका है. You can do that again. But ideally, I think you should take 1 day off and do it in one go. And take a little less stress. Ma'am, for EWs, there is a time bracket provided. Is it only for issuance for only EWS or income certificate or both? Again, ये मैं नहीं बता सकती हूँ. Let's see. Do you have any questions? Anything in particular you want to clarify, ask? Should we do it ourselves or get it done at a PC store? सी वैसे इसमें कुछ ऐसा टेक्निकल इशू नहीं है, आप खुद से बिल्कुल कर सकते हो, फॉर्म भी फिल कर सकते हो, फोटो सब, कैमरा वैमरा, एवरीथिंग विल वर्क. बट अगर आपने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है, दैट मीन्स यू हैव सम अमाउंट ऑफ डाउट, प्लीज गेट इट डन फ्रॉम समवेयर. देयर इज नो हार्म इन बीइंग अ लिटिल एक्स्ट्रा सेफ. देयर इज नो हार्म इन एक्स्ट्रा caution. Which is preferred, ma'am, with or without specs? Because at later stage our frames might change. क्यों change करना है frame? कुछ भी. क्या क्या चिंता है आपको? ओके, सो आप फोटो खींच के देख लेना, ठीक है, जिसमें सही आएगी वो लगा देना. And the other thing is, if you have this doubt that within 1 year you want to change your spectacles का frame again, तो बिना specs के खिंचवा लो, ठीक है. Ma'am, we don't have any achievements. Okay, so this is no problem with that, right? You can very well write nothing in particular. ठीक है, that's a validly acceptable answer, right? पर इसका आंसर बना के रखना. When the panel will ask you why you don't have achievements, क्या कर क्या रहे थे तुम, ठीक है, तो उसका कुछ आंसर होना चाहिए कि मैंने, जैसे कि something like that, I played all the sports but nothing specifically to get an award, like that. I'm jack of all, something like that maybe. Do we need birth certificate? No. 10th का certificate ही जो है, that is the valid aspect. Okay. Now, these are some of the common mistakes which keep happening to people during filling the forms. So they don't read the UPSC notification properly. They assume their old registration would work, would apply. So phone number, email ID, it does pick up, right? But आपको registration तो करना ही पड़ेगा. तो OTR पहले था, अब ये URN है. So there's a slight change in that. Classify all details, verify all details, date of birth should match. Then entering correct details, social category, as per records. So fill achievements because there will be questions in your personality test. Understand the new IAS, IFS, IPS restrictions, which if they belong to you, then avoid last minute submission. Okay. Another thing specifically in which how Vision IAS can be helpful is, अगर आपको फिर भी फॉर्म भरते वक्त बिल्कुल कोई बहुत ज़्यादा दिक्कत हो रही है, or if there's anything which you are getting stuck in or you're feeling overwhelmed, you can definitely call the Vision IAS call center, book yourself a one-on-one mentoring session, and you can discuss. Okay, that option is always there. You can take in telephonic sessions, or mentor will be there to guide with anything which is overwhelming for you or confusing for you beyond this session also. ठीक है? Right? Anything else? Okay, so then we can end our session here. I'll just scroll through the queries one more time before I end. Getting issues in sign in upload. Yeah, that is very much possible. So that's why we have this, time period which you need. That's why we don't wait till the last moment, because we want to make sure that there is no such issue. If I'm currently pursuing masters, so if you're pursuing masters and it's not complete, and by the time the exam will be done, it will not be complete, so you cannot add your masters, right? जो हो चुका है बस वो बताना है. ठीक है. Okay. So I wish you all the best for the exam. और exam वाला stage तो बाद में है. उसमें क्या उसे बोलते हैं? पहले तो form filling वाला है. Do that properly. Yeah. बताइए. दिखाना है कुछ? दिखाइए. अच्छा, ये तो मैं फिर बंद करके सुन लेती हूँ कि जनरल जनता के लिए भी. अच्छा, ठीक है, रुक जाइए फिर 1 मिनट. हाँ बताइए, ये देखे बिना बताइए. चलिए. नहीं वही तो ना, ये यही प्रॉब्लम है. अब इनको एक इशू है कि कास्ट सर्टिफिकेट लगाना है नहीं लगाना है, ये मांग रहा है. ये यूपीएससी को फ़ोन करके पूछना. कल 10 बजे खोल देते हैं वो ऑफिस, ठीक है. और लोगों से बिल्कुल नहीं पूछना है। जिसमें टेक्निकल इशू है ना, कंफ्यूज है, नहीं बनता तो वो ये यूपीएससी वाले बोल देंगे, ठीक है, ये वो बोल देंगे, आप उनको बता देना। यू आर दी ओनली पर्सन हु हैज, यू माइट थिंक हैज दिस डाउट। उनको तो रोज, हाँ वही तो कह रही हूँ ना, उनको तो रोज 100 फोन आ रहे होंगे ना इसी टाइप के। सो दे विल क्लैरिफाई वट एवर दे क्लैरिफाई, यू पुट दैट, ठीक है ना, बिल्कुल। Once UPSC tells you something, that's the only point which you are assured of, right? Like already a few people have told him कि यही लगाना होता है, पर अपने को शांति नहीं आती ना, you don't know how credible your source is. So go to that credible source, make sure कि आप उसको verify कर लो, ठीक है। वो बोल दें, जो वो बोल दें बस वो कर दो, ठीक है। अगर वो कहते हैं कि बनवाना है तो क्या वो बता दो भाई कौन सी अथॉरिटी बताती है, हमें तो नहीं पता, ठीक है ना। So they will be able to tell you this also कि मैजिस्ट्रेट बनाएगा, तहसीलदार बनाएगा, कौन बनाएगा, राइट, ठीक है। और कुछ, चलो, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट फॉर यूपीएससी एग्जाम, get this done soon so that you can actually get to studying, right? Okay, ma'am, after filling form, if you are not able to give the exam, does the attempt count? No. The attempt is only counted if you write prelims. अगर आप prelims में बैठोगे तो attempt count होगा. Filling the form does not count as an attempt. ठीक है ना? Okay, thank you.
UPSC doesn't punish less study, it punishes unchanged mistakes. If the same issues keep repeating, your prep isn't improving, it's just getting longer. Recall drops in mocks, answers stay generic, elimination errors repeat. Current affairs doesn't convert into mains points. These are signs your preparation needs correction. That's not an effort problem, it's a system problem. Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation is built to fix this early. Sequenced classes, timely tests, built-in revision, mentorship reviews. PT 365 and Mains 365 make current affairs usable in answers. If UPSC 2027 is your target, start with a structure that makes improvement predictable. Batches starting from 3rd February at 8 a.m. at GTB Nagar and 6th February at 11 a.m., 13th February at 8 a.m. and 24th February at 5 p.m. at Karol, Bagh. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. Preparation without mentoring is like sprinting blindfolded. You may be moving fast, but not always in the right direction. That's why Lakshya 2026 offers 2 focused mentoring paths. For aspirants targeting UPSC PRELIMS 2026, the Lakshya Prelims Mentoring Program starting 7th February gives prelims focused planning, regular test, mentor feedback and clear guidance on what to revise, what to skip and how to attempt the paper confidently. For those preparing for the entire UPSC journey, the Lakshya Integrated Mentoring Program beginning 30th January provides a stage-wise roadmap from prelims to mains to interview, with integrated current affairs, structured evaluations and continuous mentoring for steady progress. 2 programs, 2 goals, 1 clear direction. Prepare with clarity, move forward with confidence. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. Aspirants, let me ask you, how ready are you for Prelims 2026? Not just in hours, but in clarity, strategy, and execution. With the exam approaching fast, doubt is natural. Are you missing gaps? Is your effort aligned? If doubt seeps in, that's your cue to preparation with precision. That's where the fast track course for UPSC Prelims 2026 by Vision IAS comes in. It is designed to turn uncertainty into a clear, step-by-step plan for success. Starting from 28th January 2 p.m., the course offers structured syllabus mastery, where expert guidance ensures that every topic and every concept is covered thoroughly and precisely. Current affairs are simplified through PT 365 sessions, making important developments easy to understand. Performance tracking is built in with mini tests and detailed expert feedback, helping you identify gaps and strengthen weak areas. So, if self-doubt is creeping in or time feels short, remember, it's not about rushing, it's about preparing smart, step by step, with clear direction. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. Most aspirants think revision means reading the same books again and again, highlighting lines, turning pages, hoping it sticks. But real revision doesn't work like that. Revision is not about rereading, it's about recall, connections and practice. If you can't recall an answer without opening the book, it won't help in the exam hall. True revision is about connecting concepts, simplifying them through mind maps, and strengthening recall with repeated MCQ practice. That's where structured revision makes a difference. The quick revision classes for prelims starting 20th January at 2 p.m. are designed exactly for this. Focused revision through core topics, smart consolidation, mind map based clarity, and MCQ driven practice. With 40 intensive classes, the program ensures complete coverage of high yield areas, helping you revise efficiently and recall with confidence when it matters the most. Because in prelims, success does not come from reading again. It comes from remembering faster and applying better. To know more, visit our website or call us on the given number.